Tell us about the EP Broken Wing that is also about to come out.
Broken Wing is the quote unquote B-sides that you're usually left with when you decide. The hardest part about making this record was deciding what songs weren't going to make the cut, because we all had our love affairs with every single song. So we released it as it's kind of its own thing rather than B-sides. It's like you automatically associate it with not as good as the album tracks. And for this record, these songs I think are just as good as the stuff on the album. They just didn't fit thematically or just vibe-wise with the rest of the album. And just somehow those, 4 songs together, it had its own little life. And so we released it as something that we didn't want to be perceived as less than or not as important as the album.
Yeah, and people are still confused, it seems. I mean, these days it's like, what's a B-side? It's all on the iTunes. It's all out there. You get the song, but it's like Matt was saying, like we're still very into making a record.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of things as side A, side B. What's going to be the first song on the second side? How's it going to end? How's the first side going to end? And we all think about this. So when we make a record, the 3 of us all agree these are the best songs to go on the record in this order for this reason. And those songs were left, and like Matt said, we just decided we'll just put on an EP the same day we put out the record, and it won't be like B-sides, but I'm getting 3 of the 4 songs on that are songs that I wrote and sing, and so these kids, they'll like tweet at me, or people, I should say, I don't know how old they are, they'll tweet at me and they'll be, they'll say things like, man, these songs are so good, how come these songs weren't good enough to be on the actual album? And I'm like, I was trying to think of a way to respond today, and I didn't, because it's always, you can't please everyone with a response, and it doesn't really matter, but it's not about what's on, the actual album, if you must call it that, is like it is for a reason, and these songs are what they are for a reason, but it's not like they're hard to find or like rarities or, like Matt said, like cut songs or whatever. They're just, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
There's our record and there's another thing.
Yeah, that's an embarrassment of riches.
Exactly. We were stoked.